Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening from. You know what I'm about to say. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? I hope you did. I miss you too. Welcome to Tea Unapologetically. This is the season finale because I got to get prepared for the MJ movie. You already know. It's if this is your first time coming here, I welcome you with open arms. You can listen to any podcast in the world, but decided to come along with your girl T. And also make sure you subscribe to this channel here and click that notification buttons because I do plan on putting out some more content. And if you have not only subscribed here to YouTube, I am available on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music under T Unapologetically. And also follow me on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So the church announcements. Today is Good Friday. If you're a church girl, you already know. If you grew up in church, you already know what this is. I attended Palm Sunday. uh, it is Good Friday, and it's a day. It's good, interesting, and somber at the same time. But before we get into that, shout out to my devotees. Y'all have done the damn thing. We have reached 1,000 streams on Spotify. Like I said, go ahead and make sure you subscribe. My devotees, I love you. Y'all stay down for me always. So here some church announcements. It's only one. There are elections coming up if you are in the Memphis Shelby County area. I think it's like general elections and city elections as well. I'm going to put all that information down in the description box. Also, for everybody out there, everybody, make sure you check your voter registration status. And don't say that stuff of, oh, my vote doesn't count. If your vote didn't count, why they trying their damnness for it to not count? I'll say that again. If your vote didn't count, why are they trying their damnness for it to not count? So make sure you I gotta find the link and I'll put that in the description box as well. Please make sure that you check your voter registration status now. And if it's invalid, it should have all the instructions from there. And of course, get all the proper ID. And if you are out of state, uh if you are out of state, look when you can get your absentee ballot as well. I just text my daughter today and let her know that to get her absentee ballot in for the election. I think the last day here is the 25th. Today honors Dr. Martin Luther King's assassination, and he was assassinated here in Memphis, Tennessee. And me personally, I think ever since he was assassinated here, Memphis has never been the same. And it's important for you to honor his legacy, not only his legacy, but all of our Black figures and people that has done something, because they're trying their damnness to erase our history. And it's important for you to teach our children, even as us adults, to dig deep in some things as far as Black history. And yeah, just today is honoring his memory. And also today is the day that my mother ascended into glory, which brings me to my topic, the beauty of Ollie Mae. I never forget this day. I will never forget this day in my whole entire life. It was April 3rd. My mom battled with breast cancer. And when I found out that she had breast cancer, I took it on as my fight as well. I was like, let's go ahead and fight until the wheels fall off. This particular day, it was the day before, and I think I was listening to Reverend Atkins from Greater Money. People in Memphis know who he is. From Greater Money. And I think he had a message said to hold on and don't give up. Hold on, even though it hurts. And I was driving on my way to my old place of residence, my my home. And and this is gonna take longer than expected, but oh well. This is my mom. And at that point, she was in hospice care, it at home hospice care. And things were getting really, really, really bad to the point where she wouldn't even open her eyes. She didn't hardly eat. She was just there. And I think we was having a conversation of feeding her baby food. And even though my mama was down to almost 90 pounds, I was still like, okay, we gonna fight this out. Call me delusional, but it's so different as a parent, as a child, when you see your parents sick. It's a different type of feeling because it takes something out of you. And I walked in, and they had the nurses, trying to feed her and give her medicine. And in my mind, I didn't want to fathom that she's about to leave. I thought that, okay, when people say, in hospice care that, okay, that's it. They're just making them comfortable until they ascend. And I was standing there. I was at the edge of the bed. I would never forget this. I was at the edge of the bed, and I think they was lifting her up to wash her or whatever. And she opened her eyes and she just looked at me like this. And the nurse is like, "Oh my gosh, she just opened her eyes. You gonna talk to her? You gonna say something?" And I am the problem child, and I'm the goofball. I'm the silly one. So I was like, "Hey, mama, what's up?" I said, so what's going on?" I was like, "Anything else you got to tell me? Is Richard Lloyd my daddy?" Just joking with her. And she just had this look like, and I said, "You know what, mom, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay, mom. I'm going to be okay." And I saw a tear welled up in her eye. And when they laid her down, her eyes closed. I will never forget that memory. One of the last pictures that I do have is a picture of me holding her hand day before she passed away. I'm not going to get emotional. And so around April 4th, 2014, and 4 is my lucky number. Funny. April 4th, 2014. I was laying in the bed with my husband in the home, and it was around 4, almost 4:44 a.m. And I heard her name. I heard her say, "T." And I got up. I said, "Yes, mama." And I'm like, okay. That's when my sister called. No, my dad called me and told me that she passed away. At that time, I felt like my whole body was drained of blood because I'm like, my mom's not here. And it was so heavy for me because not only when she's not here, I was she wasn't here to see me turn 30. And I know that was a pivotal moment to see her third child to turn 30 years old. And she was not here to celebrate it. So I laid down, and I got to give my husband some credit. He was like, "You don't have to move. If you want to stay here, just stay here. We'll get up and we'll go whenever you're ready." I give him so much credit for that. And I just really just laid down and stared at the ceiling because I'm like, this is a bad dream. This is a total bad dream. And my husband, he understood losing a parent because he lost his mother a couple of years before my mother passed. So I do give him credit that for that. And I just stared at the ceiling. I didn't do anything but stared at the ceiling. And we got up, went to my older sister's house. And it was so crazy. The sun was shining, it was bright, but in my mind, everything was just gray. The sun was shining so brightly, but it was gray to me. I could only see but gray. But I did see something, and that was so crazy. Out of everything, I saw a bluebird. And I was like, okay. I always say whenever I see a bluebird, it's my mom's way of saying, okay, I see you. I'm checking up on you. So I saw a bluebird. And while we was getting everything together, and shout out to my big brother Bevis Bell that coordinated everything. He has helped my family so much. So big bro, if you looking at this, I know that sometimes people don't give you all your flowers. I'm giving you all your flowers. You are amazing. And you have been my big brother that's been holding me down ever since I was little. And I love you, love you, love you so much. So we're sitting there trying to plan the funeral. And I'm just in shock. I was dazed and confused the whole time. But I have to say that day changed my whole life. I was feeling all stages of grief, which I'm gonna pull up in a minute. And I was feeling all stages of grief because I didn't know whether I'm happy, sad, or indifferent, whatever it was. So I was just silent. I was just silent the whole time because I'm thinking to myself like, okay, I'm gonna hear her fuss at me. I'm gonna hear her fuss at me. I'm gonna hear her, going in on me. Uh, I'm 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 gonna she's gonna call me and I'm gonna have to take her somewhere to Walmart or somewhere, pay less, show you how long that was. She gonna complain about my driving and say I drive too fast. And for those who know me, hush, I drive normal, okay? But it's a different type of pain when you lose a parent. When you lose a parent, that's a different type of pain. It cuts part of your heart out. Cuz think about it, this God put two people on earth to bring you into this world. Now, I'm not saying everybody is meant to be a mother and I'm not saying everybody's meant to be a father. But these are guardians that is put on this earth to guide you. Now, that's, status quo, but you know, there are some days where I know back in the day it was a whole village to raise a child. And you have your grandmama, auntie, whomever that helped raise you. When that guardian leaves, whether it's your mom, whether it's your dad, you cannot go when somebody say, I lost my mom or I lost my dad. You know how everybody else, when it's an auntie or, cousin or friend or whatever, you say, I understand, I get that. But it hits different. You can't say, I understand if you never lost a parent or guardian. That's a whole different type of pain. That's a pain where it's so hard to recover. And the reason why I am doing this differently, because it took me 12 years to recover. And I'm going to go into the stages of grief, and then I'm going to go into where I'm at in the recovery zone. So the stages of grief is denial, initial shock or numbness. It acts as a protective mechanism, helping you to cope with overwhelming reality by pacing the feelings of loss. And like I said, in the beginning, and I was in denial. I was straight in denial. Like I felt like a failure because I made a promise that okay, me and mom gonna beat this cancer together. We gonna go on the breast cancer walk with the American Cancer Society, the only nonprofit organization that I endorsed the American Cancer Society. You already know. We're going to do this breast cancer walk. She's going to be a survivor. I'm going to hold her hand. And it didn't happen. I was the only one that was fighting. Soon as we got the diagnosis, and I'll circle back around to that. So yeah, I was in denial. Like this didn't happen. Like she was gone so fast, y'all. She was diagnosed in October. That's why I say October is the best and worst time of the year. October, of course, is my birthday. October the 6th. That's my birthday. Then October is breast cancer awareness month. So it's a good and bad time. And I remember before the diagnosis, I saw my mom was just losing weight, losing weight, losing weight. And I'm like, okay, mama didn't shrunk. And all she kept on saying was, I'm sick, T, I'm sick. And I'm like, okay, what's going on with you? She said, I'm just sick, T, I'm just sick. I said, okay, okay, well, the following day we're going to go see the doctor. Because it was a family tradition that the Sunday before my birthday, we will always have a family gathering, like Sunday dinner, where she'll cook my favorite, which is fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, uh, greens, cornbread, everything. And and usually Dallas plays some sort of type of team. I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. Please do not judge me, but they always play around my birthday. And I think that we was playing the Denver Broncos, and my mom absolutely hated the Cowboys. When I say hated the Cowboys. And her favorite team is Green Bay Packers. And I just saw her just kind of sitting in the corner. My mom usually up, active, talking shit, fussing at everybody. And trust me, if you ever been around my mom, and if you ever knew her, at some point in your life, you got fussed at. There was no way getting around it. If you are my friend or you was doing something, at some point in time, you were going to get fussed at. It was gonna happen. You couldn't control that. But she was just very somber. She didn't move, or she just was in a corner. And I'm like, okay, what's going on right now? What's really going on? I'm just checking on my mic, see if it's doing good. What's going on? And she kept on saying, T, I'm sick, T, I'm sick. I said, okay, mom. Well, tomorrow we're gonna go to the doctor. Okay. So the following day, my dad calls. He told me that her breast exploded. I'm like, wait a minute. So I get the call. Once again, my husband got to give credit where credit is due. He was like, you don't have to leave when you want to leave. And literally, it seems like I just laid there. I could not move. Like, I really could not move. I don't know if y'all experienced something like that. Like, you literally are up and you're paralyzed. So finally, I get to the med, which is called Regional 1, but in the med, and if you old school from Memphis, John Gaston. And I got there, everybody, my brother, my sister, was already in the room, and it was this, I never forget, it was this doctor, and he had a white coat on, and he says, do you have any other questions? And I'm like, what's going on? And he told me, he said, your mom has stage 3 breast cancer. My heart dropped to the floor, but then I don't know, at that moment, it ignited a fight in me. Like, we gonna beat this. To hell with this, to hell with the statistics. We gonna beat this. It was, at first I'm like, I'm sad, but then I picked up my gloves and I'm like, let's go. Let's get at it. And that came the day after my birthday. Anger, a natural reaction to the painful reality. It may be directed on oneself, doctors, families, or the person lost or higher power. I never knew that. Yes, it was anger towards the doctor that was with that prescribed her, who was a quack, who we should have had a malpractice suit, and hopefully he's somewhere resting in shit or disbarred, whatever, or license revoked. And I had beef with myself, and I had beef with my dad. It's like I was just taking it out on everybody, because I couldn't express it, and it was like, for example, my 30th birthday party, and I that 30th birthday party, I wanted this, and that, and it wasn't happening, and I just threw a bitch fit. And my husband was like, he was saying that at that time, that's when he was done. He was sick of my shit. And I told him, and I explained, I said, it was nothing that anybody could have done to make that better. I said, I lost my mom. My mom is not here to be here for my 30th. And to the person lost. I was really angry for a while with my mom. And that anger is that I felt like she treated my other siblings much better than me. And this is my story, and I'm sticking to it. And, I was angry for years. I said, I did everything. I don't want to look like her. And that's obvious. I don't want to look like her. I distanced myself. I wore every crazy weave, everything, because if I wore black hair, it's like, oh my gosh, like looking at a ghost. But I was so angry for a long time because I was like, damn, I did everything to appease my mom. I was like, except for my marriage. But, I went to school. I was the first to graduate with amongst all my siblings with a bachelor's degree. I had my own business at one point in time. I actually, when she got sick, I was working on my master's degree, which was my MBA, and it's gonna be some frequent breaks because it's a healing session for me, and I'm hoping this is a healing session for you. The day she had chemotherapy, I'm at West Cancer Clinic in downtown Memphis. And she's getting her chemotherapy. I'm sitting right next to her in my books, looking at her. And I didn't know anything about chemo brain or how they lash out. And I was with her the whole time. It's not like I was leaving her there. I'm literally in chemotherapy with my mother, trying to get through grad school, and seeing people all around her that's getting chemotherapy. And that's a memory. Now bringing up that memory is so crazy. It's like I can see it in real time now. And it's it hurts. It hurts. Oh my God, it hurts. And this is the first time me ever talking about this in detail, because that's the thing. It's a lot of things I just kind of put in the back of my mind, and now that I am unpacking my trauma, and I'm unpacking, not trauma, unpacking my grief, now it's a lot of things I'm seeing in plain sight. And as you see, it's hard. It's really hard for me to just talk about it. Help me, help me, help me. Uh, mm, Bargaining, a desperate attempt to regain control or reverse the situation by making deals and offering with a higher power to postpone the inevitable. I was definitely praying a lot to God to heal my mom, to heal my mom, even though she was at stage 3. And if you know the 4 stages of cancer, stage 3 is iffy. And I was praying so hard, like, Lord, just heal my mama. Just my whole goal is that I wanted us to for her to go through chemotherapy, and for her to we could do the I remember telling her at chemotherapy, I said, we're gonna do the breast cancer awareness walk. I said, I'll push you, but you to the finish line. And I'm seeing that memory in my head right now. So I prayed so many times to God. I said, Lord, if you could just grab a tissue. Sorry, y'all. I should have had these on deck. Oh my gosh. I should have had these on deck. But I said I'll push you. And that was my that was my goal. We was gonna do this breast cancer awareness walk, and I was gonna, push her. And unfortunately that unfortunately that didn't unfortunately that didn't happen. And I wanted to happen so bad. And now I'm really unpacking this grief right now live because I tossed it in the back of my mind. And whew. So yeah, I bargained with God. At one point in time, I got angry with him. Super fucking angry with him. It's a lot of times I've been angry with God. A lot of times. But I was just bargaining with him. Lord, just let us make it to October. I really want to do this breast cancer awareness walk with her. I just want to make it to October. That was the most slightest thing. That was because that would have been, she would have saw me turn 30 and we could have did the breast cancer walk together. That's the only thing I wanted from God. I know it didn't sound much, but I couldn't get why she left so soon. She was diagnosed in October. By April, she was gone. So I only had a little window of time. I'm going to get through this. Depression. A deep feeling of sadness, emptiness, withdrawal from life, often occurring when the magnitude of loss set. I didn't start feeling depressed until 15 going on into 16. And one thing I could say, grief, it don't hit you all at once. It's stages, like just like what they say with soldiers that come back from war that has PTSD. It don't hit them all at once. It just gradually over time it happens. It just happens. I Yeah, I withdrew from life, but I went straight to the bottle. Jack Dings. I have no problem admit that I used to drink heavy back in the day. I was a proud drinker back in the day. Not now, thank God. But that was the only thing that could comfort me. And I remember the last time we actually talked, she told me 2 things. She said, you need to spend more time with Amari and you need to stop drinking. Because she knew what my poison was Jack Daniels. It was nothing for me. And I remember I was like, why are you saying that? And come to the conclusion that that's the 2 things that she wanted me to do. But and so many people think depression is, oh, you sitting up undercover. It's a wide net and you can be walking around depressed. You just withdraw from a lot of folks. And I just became unbearable. I had to drink. I had to drink. I had to drink. I had to drink. That was the craving. I used to drink so much, especially from 2015 to then in 2015. That's when I got my diagnosis being epileptic. And you can look at that in my previous episode, Living with Epilepsy. I have struggled real hard with alcohol for a good couple of years, and I can say boldly, I can say proudly, I can say immensely that in 2024, I haven't been drinking as heavy as I used to. I haven't drunk Jack Daniels in a long time. Trust me, I can't even. If somebody give me a shot, I have to take a communion sip of it, and then and I'm straight. But that's how hard on it. Jack Daniels was my comforter, not the Lord, not my friends, not my husband, none of that. Jack Daniels was my comforter. And I didn't realize it was depression. I'm like, okay, I'm just going through life. Okay, cool. I'm a party girl. I'm a turn up. Ooh, whoop. Uh, so acceptance, reaching a state of calmness and acknowledging the reality of the loss. It does not mean being okay with the loss. It's accepting a new reality. And I'm going to repeat that again because I was always confused about this. Acceptance, reaching a state of calmness and acknowledging the reality of the loss. It does not mean you're okay with the loss. It's you accepting the new reality. This year, and it's so crazy, today has been 12 years. This year, I have came to the acceptance of it. I've came to the acceptance of my mom not being here. And trust me, if she was here, she would be proud of my podcast. I'm sure once I was done recording, she probably yell, "What you doing, Nana? You up there cussing?" That's how she sound. My friends can back me up. That's her. And it's a new reality for me because I fought all those years not being like her because I felt like, okay, maybe I'm prone to make the same mistakes. And don't take it as, oh, you just downing your mom. I'm just being real. Nobody walks this earth is perfect. And as my grandmom used to say, the last person that walked on this earth perfect, you saw what happened to him. He rose 3 days later. Hello, somebody. But I have came to an acceptance that when I look at the mirror at myself and see my mom, I said, now I could change. I can change. I can change what happens next. I can change and stop the generational curse that that's broke. I can break the generational curse so it won't pass on to my daughter. When I look at myself in the mirror, I the new reality is I feel like when I look in the mirror is my mom just throwing the ball to me and say, "Hey, I done took it as far as I could. Now you go forth and take it." And that's what I am doing right now is taking the ball that she gave me, passing the torch to me, and eventually passing the torch to my daughter as well. Oh, Lord. But that's my new reality. Of course, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. March 10th, her birthday is, is it's up and down for me. Today is up and down for me. But I decided to do something a little bit different. Hopefully I didn't show everything. I'm sorry. I decided to do something a little different. Instead of weeping and wailing, let me use this to honor my mom. Let me do this to honor my mom, to show the world out there my mother, the beauty of it. And she was a baddie. She was a baddie. But it's not, trust me, it's not being okay. Like, oh, they're gone. So I'm okay. No, it's accepting, like, it's accepting the new reality. I know they are not here, but I am here and I'm going to go forth. Let me say that for the people in the back of the church. I know they are not here, but I'm here. They are not here on earth, but they are here they're present there. And it's an old African proverb that says, as long as you say their name, their spirit never die. So I want you to comment your mother or father or a guardian that you lost and what they taught you. And as long as you say they name, their memory will never, ever, ever, ever die. Well, whew, man. uh let me give you a little background on my mom. My mom was born in 1952. She was she was a baddie. As I said, she was a cosmetologist. So she knew how to do hair, uh makeup, and know how to dress herself. Hello. You see. And she was a graduate of those mighty, mighty, mighty Jeter Dragons. That purple and gold, baby. Mighty Jeter Dragons. And trust me, God Almighty. It was a requirement in my family. It stopped with my daughter. It was a requirement in my family that everybody go to Jeter. Everybody went to Jeter. Everybody went to Jeter. But she was a beautiful soul inside and out. And of course, she had 4 children. The oldest being my sister Felicia, aka Tina, my brother Victor, aka Mine, me, aka TT, and my little sister Bianca, BB. She had all 4 of us. And all 4 of us has different personalities. uh yeah, I'm the wild one. But she was just an amazing woman, and I thought my mom was so pretty. When you look at her younger pictures, she was so gorgeous. And just to see her doing her makeup, and she always, and I wish I should have worn, it was always a shade of lipstick that she would always wear. It's like a deep burgundy. And I should have worn this, but since I got the green on, also green is her favorite color. So that's why I got green on. Ugh, my sinuses, bear with me. And I remember just seeing her, doing her hair, and she had beautiful long hair. Uh yeah, I was blessed with it, and then and then I cut it off. I cut it way off. But I could just see her just in the mirror getting herself together, whether it's for church or, just whether going to school. At one point in time, she went back to school with my god aunt Margaret, which I love you. She went back to school and she, did typing. And, even though she was a little bit older, now looking back at it, I have realized that now we were on the same path. She went back to school when she was older. I went back to school when I was older and finished my MBA. And she could make the best banana pudding. Oh my God. Which I'm gonna make this Sunday. She can make the best banana pudding ever. And she had a beautiful soprano voice. When I say beautiful, a beautiful soprano voice, which is not a coincidence that me, my older sister, and my younger sister can sing. My brother can't sing. He can't even hold a note if it had handles on it. Sorry, Vic. Just telling the truth. But she could sing, and she was so devoted to the choir at New Zion Missionary Baptist Church. She was always up there every Sunday at every rehearsal, just back there singing. And back there singing. And I had to sing at everything. Oh, wow. And I'm just reflecting on some memories of her. It's like I could see her face, like she's just smiling, and she hated the Cowboys. And what was so funny was The year after she passed, we played the Green Bay Packers and they whooped our ass. And I said, all right, you got your you got your W, whatever. But I remember her singing in the choir and encouraged us all to sing in the choir. And we had to sing every Sunday. First Sunday, second Sunday, definitely choir day, women's day, all those days. But the last thing that she did for me, because I'm gonna be honest, I left New Zion Missionary Baptist Church back in, let's see, 2000 and yeah, 2008. That's when I left and I joined New Direction Christian Church under Pastor Stacy Spencer, and I really want to give a shout out to him. He probably don't remember it, but that was the only pastor, well, besides Reverend Eddings. I'm new to the church. He made sure he signed a servant leader to me. He made sure he checked up on me. And when I told him that my mom passed, that actual day that she passed, his mother and some of the prayer warriors was going to pray over her. So thank you, Dr. Spencer, for being there for me and my family. So I left New Zion in 2008. I was just done with the church, the politics, the dumbass people. You know, if you know, you know. And I joined New Direction. My mom wasn't really sold on the ideal of me joining New Direction because at that time, New Direction was a very radical church, but they fit my personality. And I remember, I will never forget this memory. I would never forget this memory. She called me over and she said, "Hey T, why don't you come over? I cook for you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Okay, it's not Christmas, it's not Thanksgiving, it's not the 4th." Last time I checked, she said she don't cook for grown folks. I said, "Oh Lord, let me go ahead and go." She cooked my chicken, my macaroni, my my greens, my cornbread. I had my sweet tea. I said, and right before I was about to say grace, y'all, right before I was about to say grace, right before I was about to say grace, she slams this card down like she was playing dominoes. "You need to call that person." What? You ain't gonna let me talk to Jesus right fast? And that person actually was I can say it. I won't say his name, but he does bring a smile to my face. And we started working together in the children's choir. Well, the youth and young adult choir. He played and I direct. And we was magnetic. We was like third Sundays when we was running stuff was before then, not a lot of folks came on third Sundays. But third Sundays, oh, we packed the church out every time. And those are all my babies. They not babies now. They grown folks. But that was one of the things she wanted me to do, to come back to the church and help with the youth. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it, but I'm just gonna come up. I'm just gonna come on third Sundays, do what I need to do, go to rehearsal, leave. Sorry, my sinuses. But I realize now why she did it and why she made me collaborate with the youth minister music. I get it, Mom. I get it now, and all I gotta say is thank you so very, very much. And I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna wrap this up with a memory. Two memories. Is it two? I may have more memories right now. Let's start with memory number one. One thing, here's a side note. My mom did not like me having natural hair. She she loved the wig. She loved the weave. And so when I cut my hair off, she was mad. But that was an act of rebellion. You know, I was rebellious. So another act of rebellion, and this is my friends all know this. With my natural hair, I had a big poof. I had a big afro. Like, I rock rough and stuff. You know, power to the people. Like my girl. I ain't got Angela on. Uh, like my girl Angela. And I dyed it like this blonde, like, oh my gosh, blonde. Because at that time, it was a lot of people doing natural, was wearing natural hair, but they wasn't taking the colors to the limit like I'm doing right now. Uh, And we went over every 4th of July. We will always go over to my godmother's house, Mama Bell. Rest in peace. Love you and miss you. We always used to go over her house. No, yeah. And let's just say it was a family gathering that we was always invited to. And I remember her, telling my mom, "You need to come over. We got food. You don't need to cook no food." I said, "Okay," So finally my mama came in. So I was working, and I remember I had my fro out to here, and I just self-dyed my hair blonde. And I'm talking about it was out here. So I'm waiting. It's me, my husband, my sister Bianca, Mari, and my mom. So my mom hops in the car, and I'm ready. I was like, I'm ready for her. She finna yell, I got her. I said, "Mom, how my hair look?" She said, "It looks okay, T. You look like Woodstock." Everybody started laughing. Even my husband had to pull over, and he was laughing hard. Like he couldn't hardly breathe. She called me Woodstock, Snoopy's partner. I was like, wow. Oh, but that's a funny memory. The next memory I had was Christmas circa 2003. 2000. Yeah, circa 2003, 4, whatever. This person remembers it. uh my boyfriend at the time, he came by for Christmas at Cindy's house. And anybody know when I'm eating, leave me alone. Leave me alone cuz I eat a lot. So he comes, my mom, greets him and say hey and like, "Oh, so glad to see you." And she told me, T, go fix some. What you want?" He said, "I want some cheesecake." T, go fix him some cheesecake. Get him some cheesecake. I'm like, oh. I like, "Mama, nah, go get her some cheesecake." I said, "All right, cool. I'll get her some cheesecake." I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did with that cheesecake. Took it, hocked it, slapped it on his plate, started back eating. He remembers this, and he was just staring like, "Did she actually just do this?" I'm like, "Oh." Like, you know how cheesecake is so delicate? I hocked that junk, flipped it, slapped it on his face, and he was staring at it like, did this happen? So, of course, she made me get back up, fix him a slice, and I'm like, whatever. So that was a funny memory as well. I'm trying to think of another. Oh, this is the last funny memory. That's what I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get through grief. The phrase "you gotta laugh to keep from crying," and you gotta reflect on those good memories that brings a smile to your face. And this last memory, I never, ever, ever forget. Think it was her 60th. I think it was her 60th birthday. My sister got her a nice little, because my mom loves zebra print. Got her a nice 6 cake. It was at my old place of residence at my house. And we fixed her some food. And I'm in there, I think, yeah, my husband did cook. All of a sudden, I see everybody gone from the kitchen. I'm like, where did everybody go? So my husband was like, I think they in your room. I said, you just left them in the room? Baby, when I tell you my older sister, my younger sister, and my mama was like literally shopping in my closet. Cause I used to have, when I say I used to have wigs, I'm talking about I had mannequins, 2 rows of wigs. Yeah, I was about that life. And I had clothes from floor to ceiling, purses, jewelry. And I'm talking about they like doing supermarket sweep. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all not supposed to be in here. I think what was it? My mom was in the closet. My sister was in my jewelry. I'm like, this is why I don't bring you black folks here. But those are some of the memories that I hold in here, and I'm gonna bring it to a close. And I'm gonna say, Mom, I know you hear me. I know that you probably is really mad about me cutting my hair and dyeing it every color of the rainbow. More than likely, you are probably cussing in heaven. Yeah, because you Baptist. Oh, and you was right about my husband. Big ups to you. Actually, you will be so proud of Amari. Amari's doing so great. You did say that she would be a genius. But guess what? I'm back. I'm doing the Claudia Barr thing. And I miss you so much. And my promise is anytime I speak or get on this camera, that people will see a glimpse of you, will see a glimpse of you. I love you, Mama. I love you, Mama. Oh, and also tell MJ to get them angels away from him when I go up there, or it's gonna be a fight. So we're gonna wrap. This is bringing to a close. I want to thank you guys for being a part of this journey with me, and I hope this has encouraged you to actually unpack and unpack your grief. And trust me, it's and I'm gonna say this, and I want you to hear me in the spirit. Don't let people put play or pause or stop your grief. Grief is don't have a time clock. Grief is not a okay, in about 6 months, I'll be okay. Grief does not have a time clock. If it's some days you'll hear something makes you smile, you smile. If you think of a memory and it makes you cry, cry. If you think of a memory and it makes you laugh, laugh. Um, and just go forth. One of my mom's favorite song. Anytime I hear this song, it immediately brings a smile to my face, and it'll always come when I'm having a bad day. It's by Teddy Pendergrass, and please look. It's called Joy. It's a joy. I'm gonna end this. Joy to be me and you. I want you here with me. It's a joy, joy to be me and you. I want you here with me. Called Joy, but season finale. And also, I will be on site for the MJ biopic. I will be doing some on-site interviews, and of course, I gotta get my $100 sent. $100 on this movie. But so far, looking at some of the clips, look like he's doing good. He's 80% there. But I just want to thank you guys just for rocking with me. And like I said, there's more to come. There's more to come. And I'm hoping that this episode helps you. And I do mean help you. Anyone that has lost a parent or a guardian, help you get through this. Help you get through these times. I love you. And as I always say, repeat after me. You have the right to tell your story. Don't give anyone the right to tell it for you. Peace and blessings.